So let's start with today's delicious Goan sweet buns made with whole wheat flour. So let's go through the ingredients. Now here I have one ripe banana. This is 1 cup of whole wheat flour, the flour that we use to make our chapatis, not the maida. This is about 4 tablespoons of dahi or yogurt, which is homemade. I'll leave a recipe of how I make the curd at home. This is about 1/4 cup of sugar. You can use it as per your taste. You can lessen it or increase it. This is 1 teaspoon of soft or fennel seeds. Half a teaspoon of baking soda. This will help the buns rise. 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi. And half a teaspoon of ova or ajwain. Even this elevates the taste. And just a pinch of salt. So now I've taken a bowl and I'm going to peel the banana. The banana has to be a little bit ripe, not raw at all. And now we're just going to mash it up with a fork. It doesn't have to be overripe. It just has to be ripe that you can eat it. Now mash it up well with a fork. Now I'm going to add half the quantity of the sugar. And I'm going to mash it up well. Next, I'm going to add the remaining quantity of the sugar. Then just a pinch of salt. Next, I'm going to add the baking soda, mix it in well, then goes in the turmeric, then the fennel seeds and the ova. So now mix all of this really well. And now we're just going to do a taste test just to see if we need to adjust the salt, the sugar. I needed to add a little bit of sugar, so in total I added about 1/4 cup of sugar. Next I'm going to go with the curd. Mix all of this really well. Now we're not going to add a single drop of water. Again, do a taste test before you add the flour, and once you're convinced about the taste, then you add the whole wheat flour. Now mix it in really well. And now we're going to just knead this into a nice soft yet firm dough. I just added about 4 tablespoons more of flour, so just adjust it as per your the flour, because all flours are a little bit different in consistency. And we want a nice firm dough, like a puri dough. And then we're going to set this aside and cover it and let it rest for 8 hours. It's very important that you keep it aside for 8 hours. You can refrigerate it also for 8 hours, or just keep it in a nice cool dark place. Now after 8 hours, everything has come together and it is set really well. And now I'm just going to make small line-sized balls. Now with 1 banana and 1 cup of whole wheat flour with, just about 4 tablespoons more, I got exactly 15 sweet buns. So now I've kept some oil for heating, about 2 cups of oil for deep frying. Now I'm going to roll out the balls. And as I roll them out, I'm going to then keep a plate or a thali at the side and place them, a little apart from each other so that they don't stick to each other. So just place them on the thali so that you have all your puris ready before you start frying, so you don't have to concentrate on the rolling out of the buns and the frying. So keep them all ready. And then all you have to do is just deep fry them on a low to medium flame till they nicely puff up like this and become golden brown in color. So when you're frying them, just keep an eye on them. Don't let them get burned. Don't let them, get absorbed too much of oil. So just immediately when they puff up, just turn them around and then, put them on some tissue so that all the excess oil gets drained up. Now your oil has to be really nice and hot for them to nicely puff up. And they should be nice and golden brown like this. The turmeric also helps in giving a lovely golden brown color. And in this way, just fry all the remaining puris or the sweet buns. And this is such a delicious evening tea time snack. It goes so well with a nice hot cup of tea. Of Of course, it goes best with Goa bananas, but they're not available here in Mumbai. I mean, they're available, but at very select places and not at all times. But the Goa banana, of course, has its own beautiful taste. So if you can get your hands on that, use that. And here it is, our lovely Goan sweet buns are all ready. They've nicely puffed up and they're really delicious. Let me just break one to show you all. And you can see how nice and double layered they are and hollow in the middle. And it's fried also very well. So do try out this recipe, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in my next video. This is Akshita signing off. Bye. Today we're going to make this lovely Goan sweet called pinagr, and it is really simple. So let's start with the recipe. Now here I have about 200 grams or 1 cup of guar jaggery. Now I'm just going to take a knife and I'm just going to grate it like this. You can also use a cheese grater. It's very easy to do it. It just, you can immediately grate it. It's very simple. Now this guar jaggery is palm jaggery. So I'm using this regular cup to measure all my ingredients. So this is exactly 1 cup. And I'm also going to be using 1 cup of rice flour along with 1 cup of desiccated coconut. Now you could use fresh coconut too for this recipe. I'm also going to be using 1 teaspoon of cardamom or elaichi powder, which is freshly ground, and about a 1/4 cup of water. Now here I've just heated up a pan. And to this pan, we're going to add our guar jaggery as well as the water. Now we're just going to stir this on a low flame, low to medium flame, till all of our jaggery completely melts. It doesn't take more than 2 to 3 minutes, but you have to continuously stir the mixture. Now, with regard to the rice flour, I'm using roasted rice flour, which I do get in my general store. But the other way is you just take regular rice, roast it, and then when it cools down, completely grind it and strain it. So you can do that, or if you get roasted rice flour, which is easily available in some stores, you can use that. So I'm using the roasted rice flour. So now it takes about 2 to 3 minutes for the entire mixture to smoothen up like this. Ensure that there are no lumps of the jaggery. Now once it completely dissolves, we're going to add our elaichi powder or our cardamom powder and mix it in well. Now we're going to add the desiccated coconut, or if you're using fresh coconut, it's time to add the fresh coconut, and you're going to mix it completely into the jaggery till you don't see any white specks. That means our coconut is completely mixed up with our jaggery. Now once that is done and you find that the coconut has mixed, just add a little bit of our roasted rice flour, a little at a time. Mix everything in well till you get a nice dark brown mixture and there's no white left. Even if a little bit of white is left, it's okay, because once our mixture cools down, we are going to knead the mixture completely. So now once everything is done, just let the mixture completely cool down to room temperature, and then we're just going to knead it a bit. And what I've done is I've just taken a little bit of clarified butter or ghee on the palm of my hands, and I'm just going to knead this mixture a bit. And then I've just taken a little bit of desiccated coconut and kept it in a plate, and I'm just going to form the pinagr shape, which is like a small croquet. So we're just going to form it like this. And now I am dipping it in or rolling it in some desiccated coconut. That is completely optional, but it looks very pretty. So just spread out the desiccated coconut a bit and then just roll it into the mixture. And then just flatten the edges a bit. And that's it. So this recipe was requested by my regular viewer and someone who's really so sweet and who really sends me lovely comments and messages, and that is Pearl D'Souza. So Pearl, you had asked me for my version of the Goan sweet called pinagr or pinaca. So this is it. So do try it out and let me know how you liked it. So this is what we're going to do with the rest of the dough. And with these measures of the ingredients that I've used, I got exactly 9 pinagrs or pinaca. It's a very easy sweet to make and it tastes simply delicious. So as far as the Goa jaggery, do let me know in Mumbai, wherever you're staying, whether you can, from where do you source your Goa jaggery? Because I got mine from Nature's Basket. It's called palm sugar. So it is Goa jaggery, because once I tasted it, I just knew, okay, this is Goa jaggery, because I have had a lot of Goa jaggery. During my childhood, whenever we used to go to Goa, my mom and dad used to always pick up Goa jaggery, and it comes in this typical pyramid form. So I got mine from Nature's Basket, but if any of you all know where in Mumbai or Bombay we can get this, then please leave it in the comment section below. It'll be really helpful for our viewers and for anyone who's really looking to use Goa jaggery. So that's it, friends. It's such an easy recipe. It hardly had any ingredients. And like I said, if you want to use the ready-made roasted rice flour, you can do that. Otherwise, just take rice, the regular rice that you use at your home. Just roast it a bit in a pan, let it cool down, completely grind it, and then just sieve it. You need to sieve it, otherwise it will not come to the right consistency. So I hope you guys try out this recipe and do let me know in the comment section as to how it turned out and how you liked it. And stay tuned to Akshata's recipes. There's a lots more coming up. I have many recipes to share. So stay tuned, and of course subscribe to my channel. Once you subscribe, hit the bell, because that way whenever I put up a new recipe, you'll get a message for the same, so you won't miss out anything happening on my channel. So they formed so well that it's so easy to break it up, and it's simply delicious. Delicious Goan sweet of Goan Mandos. It's super simple, guys. So now here I've taken 1 cup of rice. I'm adding it to a bowl. And now we got to wash this rice really well, thrice under water. Now I'm just showing it to you, over here. So just squeeze the rice. First you'll get a very murky kind of water like this. So just discard that. And then as you wash it, thrice, you'll get a much clearer, water. You can use any rice. And now after I kept the water, I'm going to add 3 cups of water, and I'm going to keep it aside for at least 8 hours. Now after 8 hours, we're going to drain out all the water from the rice. Now we're also going to be requiring 1 cup of freshly grated coconut. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar and a pinch of salt. I'm going to add these ingredients to my mixer pot or mixer jar. And we're going to grind this using a little bit of water to make a nice fine paste or batter. Now I'm adding the sugar because I'm using organic jaggery. If you get your hands on Goa jaggery, there's nothing like it, then you can skip the sugar. But I'm using organic jaggery, which is not very, very sweet, so I'm adding a little bit of sugar. So if you're using the Goa jaggery, you don't need to add the sugar. Now I'm just going to add a little water at a time. So I've totally used about half a cup of water. And we're going to grind this to a very, very smooth batter. So our batter will look like this. So I'm just going to transfer this to a bowl. And then we have a few more ingredients which we need to add. So this is our batter. So now to this batter, just give it a small mix or a whisk. Now first I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cardamom powder or elaichi powder. I've just taken about 4 small elaichis and pounded them in my mortar and pestle and whisked it well into the batter. Now I'm using 1 cup of organic jaggery because it's nice and dark and also good in taste, but it's not very sweet. That's why I added the sugar. Like I said, if you're using Goa jaggery, then you can skip the sugar. Now first mix it in well. Now we want all of the jaggery to dissolve really, really well. So I'm going to get my hands in and I'm just going to, dissolve all the jaggery. And then you get this dark batter. If you're using the Goa jaggery, you'll get an even darker color. Now I'm just going to add about 1/4 cup of broken cashew nuts. Now prepare your steamer at this time and put in enough water because we're going to steam this mandos for 45 minutes. So I've taken my cake tin and I've just greased it with a little bit of clarified butter or ghee. Pour in the batter. And now I'm going to steam it for exactly 45 minutes. So see that you have a lot of water in the steamer. Keep checking. Your steamer shouldn't dry up. And after 45 minutes, your mandos is all ready. Just take it out of the steamer and set it aside to cool completely before we demold it. Let it cool for an hour at least. And after an hour, just run your knife through the edges like this. Put a plate on top of it, overturn it, just tap it down a bit. You can feel the mandos, slipping down easily. And see, the cake tin is also nice and clean and it's all ready. So now you can just cut it up into any desired shape. Generally they cut it up into long rectangles like this, which I'll show you. So use a very sharp knife and just slide it down like this and like this, and then you can just shape it up. And that's it, guys. Your lovely Goan sweet is all ready to enjoy. So I hope you like this recipe. See you in my next video. Bye.
I hope you like today's recipe as well as today's video, and if you would like to see more videos like this, then don't forget to leave this video a big thumbs up. Also, by clicking the thumbs up icon, also don't forget to subscribe to my channel and become a part of Akshata's recipes. Once you have subscribed, there is a small little bell icon that will pop up, so just click on that. That way whenever I put up a new recipe or a new video, you get a message for the same. So on that note, I'll say bye and I'll catch you in my next video sooner than you think. This is Akshata saying bye, take care, stay healthy, stay fit, be kind and loving to one another. So till we meet again, bye.